Hi, I'm Riley, Shannon's hearing service dog. She's a board member of the Global Alliance. She can't hear well, so it's my job to alert her to sounds. But in addition to me, she uses captions every day of her life, all day long. I know they are important to her and many others. Please donate today on our 4th anniversary. Help the Global Alliance continue its important work in pursuit of quality captions everywhere for everyone. For the next hour, your donation will be matched up to $100. I promise the money is not going for dog treats. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone joining us around the world. It's CapCom 23. My name is Jennifer Shuck. I am a female with red curly hair. I have black framed glasses, and I am wearing a bright blue sleeveless shirt. My pronouns are she, her. My background is a plain white wall. I am the chair of the Global Alliance of Speech to Text Captioning. Please put in the chat where you're watching us from. We want to see how far our reach is today. We are streaming on both our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. CapCom is the event where the captioning community comes together to celebrate the anniversary of the Global Alliance and advancements in communication access. The vision of the Global Alliance is universal accessibility to the spoken word via all forms of captioning. The captioning community consists of not only captioners, but also consumers, advocates, and anyone involved in producing or displaying captions. The world is a different place today than a year ago, but some things remain the same. Communication is vital. There is still a war. Social justice and civil rights remain at the forefront of issues today. Artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, is the hot topic. What will these technologies look like, and how will they affect our daily lives? For those who rely on captioning, we, and that's the collective we, need to make sure that when policies are made regarding the future of technology, that our voice is being heard. That means more conversations need to be had, and it is going to take this entire community and our friends and our colleagues and allies to be heard. There is strength in numbers, and we need more numbers. Today is our anniversary and also our annual fundraiser. We rely on membership and your donations to do the good work. So please donate today. In the next hour, your donations will be matched up to $475. So break out your phone, scan the QR code, or click in the link in the chat to donate now. Every penny counts. Yesterday was Fundraising Friday, and shout out to Melanie O'Rourke and Anne-Marie Picardo for their donations yesterday. We appreciate you very much. The Global Alliance is a 100% volunteer-led organization. As the world is opening back up, there are more speaking opportunities for the Global Alliance to spread their message. Your membership dues directly support how many opportunities we are able to take advantage of. Your support is crucial to the success of this organization. Today, we hope you show us your support financially. Let me get right to some thank yous, and there are many. Thank you to the CapCom committee, chaired by Tom Brown, with members Rip Wilson, Michelle Michaels, and Karen Mink. They put together the Friday fundraiser, the social media challenge, and this event, CapCom 23. We're going to give away some prizes today, so I hope you were paying attention yesterday to our social channels. As an organization that represents accessibility, today we have human-generated stenographic captioning and ASL. Our captioner today is Global Alliance member Tracy Steele. Our ASL interpreters are Jessica Valli and Sofia Cueto Barrios from Komen Certified Interpreting. Thank you, Tracy, Jessica, Sophia, for providing communication access today. But we could not make this event great without our sponsor, Access Loop. Today, we are using Access Loop to integrate the captioning and ASL into our Facebook and YouTube streams. Matt Brown is our technical producer behind the scenes. And we also want to give a shout out to Dan Dexter and Orla Pearson for creating the award-winning Access Loop. and making it easy to add accessibility to events on platforms that aren't otherwise accessible. In order to win some prizes today, you need to know a little bit about the Global Alliance. So here are the rules. Unfortunately, no board member can win. The first person to post the correct answer on Facebook or YouTube wins. Rip Wilson and Michelle Michaels are monitoring the chats in both of those streams. So let's get to our first question. The winner of this first question wins a signed copy of Here and Beyond, Live Skillfully with Hearing Loss, written by Gail Hannon and Sherry Eberts. Of note, Gail Hannon was one of our first board members. So here is the first question. What year was the Global Alliance founded? Now we have a little bit of a delay on YouTube and Facebook, so we're going to pause while we wait for an answer. And if you know that this is our 4th anniversary, you just need to do a little bit of math. All right, while we wait for an answer, I will follow up with who that is. Please email your name when I call it out to info@speech-to-text-captioning.org with prize 1 in the subject line, and we will get it to you. So you might ask yourself, who or what is the Global Alliance of Speech-to-Text Captioning? The Global Alliance is the only organization that combines service providers and consumers together to advance the captioning profession. It takes both groups to help affect change, create awareness, and improve the quality of captioning everywhere in the world. We have a winner to trivia question number 1, which is Greta, who is a Global Alliance member. Congratulations, Greta. Please email us with prize 1 in the subject line. As an organization, we host Empower Hours, an informative hour on different topics, and they cover a wide range of topics. These events are free to members and are always captioned. We have held networking sessions to bring together captioners and consumers. Does sitting for a test make you nervous? Join our Test Anxiety Buster sessions. Our next one is on August 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern. There's a lot going on here at the Global Alliance, so please make sure to check out our website to keep up to date with all that's going on. Our website is speech-to-text-captioning.org. The Captioning Quality Task Force has started their work gathering samples of captions of broadcast captioning in different markets across the U.S. The data will include human-generated as well as the samples will be graded for accuracy based on the NER model. As an unbiased organization, we will gather data and determine what the accuracy rates are in different markets. The Global Alliance represents all forms of captioning, and our goal is improving the quality of captioning for those who need it. Once we have this data, we will have information to create the change that is so desperately needed. Your financial support allows us to evaluate these files with the support needed to reach our goal. Of course, the best way to get informed about all of our activities is to become a member. We need all of your help to do this good work. The reality is the general public is unaware of who needs captioning and why. Hearing loss is an invisible disability, so our work will never be done. I hope you will consider joining us today. Okay, let's give away another prize. To reiterate, sorry, no board member can win, but the first person to post the correct answer on Facebook or YouTube wins a $50 gift card to courtreporterswag.com. The Steno Swag was created by Jill Morell, who is a CART captioner. Here's our question. What is the name of the Global Alliance of Speech-to-Text Captioning certification? And I don't want to give away the answer just yet while we wait for an answer to pop up in the chat. What I will tell you is that anyone can sit for this exam: steno captioners, voice writers, as well as ASR recognition engines. The certification is based on the real world scenario that captioners face every day. We currently only offer it in English. We hope for that to change in the future. We're gonna put out another trivia question. So we're still waiting for an answer for what is the name of the certification. Question number 3. What does the NER stand for? I've already mentioned that we base our certification on the NER, but what does it stand for? It's a model that has been researched and is used in other parts of the world to assess captioning accuracy. It's gaining traction here in the US. The Global Alliance is receiving a number of questions about it from large networks. They want to know how to implement this grading model. And these trivia questions are coming up fast. So when you know, post in the chat. Trivia question number 4. Who created the NER? I'll give you a hint. It was created by one of our initial board members. And we use the NER model to grade for accuracy because it best reflects the job of a captioner or service provider. And for this question, the winner will win a $25 Amazon gift card donated by Tennessee Captioning. And we have a winner for what is the name of our certification? It is the NCSP. Greta wins again. And Greta knows what the answer was. She has our certification and certified. Congratulations. All right, so we still have 2 prizes out there. Guess your answers to what does an ER? Why is certification so important? It proves to consumers and companies hiring you that you or the product that you have has the requisite skills to provide accurate captioning. Anyone can claim an accuracy rate, but unless it's evaluated by a third party, what value does it have? Consumers have to fight for equal access every day. When captions are available, they should not be subpar. Effective communication access is not just words on a screen. Certification allows those who rely on captioning to know that they are receiving a quality product. We have a page on our website that has all sorts of FAQs about our certification. Check it out and register today. Okay, enough business stuff. It's time to get the party started. This is a celebration after all, and we have some real treats for you today. I would like to introduce Blue O'Connell. Blue began her lifelong passion for music, playing percussion in her high school concert band, and later took up the guitar. Upon moving to Charlottesville in 1989 from Chicago, she became active in the local music scene as a singer-songwriter and folk music DJ at WTJU. Blue is a bimodal recipient. She was diagnosed with severe hearing loss at the age of 25 and got her cochlear implant 14 years later at the age of 50. In 2001, she was inspired by the 9/11 tragedy to find a way to use her music to provide healing and comfort for others. In 2004, she graduated as a certified music practitioner from the Music for Healing and Transition program and plays a therapeutic music for hospital and hospice and nursing home patients. Blue, welcome. Please introduce yourself and share with us your first song.
Okay, thank you so much for having me today. I'm really just so very honored being here. And I greet you all from Charlottesville, Virginia. And it's a beautiful sunny day here. And this song is a song that celebrates a day just like today. It's a song that most of you will know. It's a song called Here Comes the Sun.
Blue, that was absolutely beautiful. My
Thank you very
husband,
much.
my husband is a Beatles fan, and so I know he appreciated that as well. But it was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. We will come back to you later in the program for another performance. But now it is my pleasure to introduce Nanette Florian. Nanette is a former lead singer for the famous 60s band, the new Christy Minstrels. She was also the first female stand-up bass player. Personally, if I was going to play an instrument, that would be it too, Nanette. Nanette lost her hearing completely at the age of 40 and now hears through a cochlear processor. She struggles to hear music and is here to tell you her story. We will have a Q&A afterwards, so please post your questions in the chat on YouTube or Facebook. On a personal note, Nanette, my husband used to play your songs when he was a DJ back in the day. Welcome. We can't wait to hear your story. And don't forget to unmute.
Okay. So your husband used to play new Christy Minstrel songs. Is that what you said?
That is exactly correct.
Yeah. So you need to be over age 75, possibly, to remember who the new Christy Minstrels were. Well, I'm 66 anyway. And that's right. I used to be able to hear music just fine as I was growing up and everything. And I had a lot of music. I was very fortunate. But I do want to say to the captioning people here that it's like thinking about the captioning, it's been a huge part of my life. And just when I was starting to really lose my hearing badly, I know that the captioning was sprinkling into different movies and TV shows. And we were so excited, my husband and I. My husband has fine hearing. But he gets isolated too if I can't do what he does, if I can't watch the films he watches and everything. So it's been, as I think about it, it's like just as important as my hearing, my cochlear processor. I've got one of these discs back here. I love it. It works really good for me. Another thing that I would have been without is Friday night movie and ice cream with my kids. We would always pick out a fun film. I would have missed that. And I wouldn't have known what they were watching on TV all the time. And so, the sergeant mom that I am, it's just been amazing to have captioning. And I would like to say thank you, personally, thank you so much. It's so important. Another thing I like about captioning recently is the real-time captioning. That when my son was growing up, he had some health issues, and we would go to the doctors, and they would bring interpreters for me, which I knew a little bit of sign, and I would be sweating. I was so stressed. I was embarrassed. It was horrible. I couldn't hear what the doctors were saying. But now I could just have my cell phone and just read everything, and I'd be, really on top of the world there. So I know that people can do that now. It's really fantastic. So, okay, so I'm going to read this a little bit because I don't want to get too screwed up with my story, okay? Because I'm 66 years old and there's a lot that's happened. Okay, so on top of inheriting a hearing problem, I'm also musical. And also, Blue, your song was beautiful and it came through really nicely. It was gorgeous. I love the Beatles too. Okay, so I grew up playing the piano and singing beneath a picture of Beethoven, that famous picture of him. He was looking down at me the whole time, all those years. I could hear quite well. I did a lot of singing. I was pretty good. My brother was also musical. My mom was musical. The bad hearing came through my father's side. Um, Now, after graduation, my brother William, who was 5 years older than me, he was waiting in the wings for me to graduate, and we then began a musical duo together, playing folk music or popular, whatever's on the radio kind of stuff, and whatever they wanted to hear. So the first job we ever had was at Poopsie's Pizza Parlor in Pembroke, Massachusetts, and I was probably 18 at the time. My brother's very, very, very funny and easy going on stage. It was always a lot of fun. So then we got the idea to purchase a motorhome, and with our father's help, we purchased a brand new motorhome, Coachman 22-foot double dinette motorhome. We pulled out one of the couches in it and put our big Baldwin electric piano in it. My stand-up bass was over the cab where I slept. I slept with my bass, and Billy had his guitar. And we decided to go across country and see the country together. And I remember we got in our motorhome and we started driving west because I think we were really, really wanting to get to California. But by the time we got to Pennsylvania, it got really slushy. And we went, ooh, it was getting cold and slushy, and the roads were really bad. So we started going south immediately. And we headed right from Miami. And I have no doubt we stopped at Disney World on the way because we made frequent trips to Disney World back in those days. But we got to Miami and we had a musical agent we found. My brother did all this stuff. And this agent found us a job within a couple of weeks at Key Marathon at the Holiday Inn in the Keys. And we would always park our motorhome in the parking lot of wherever we were playing. And back in those days, I think we had more lounges, more live music than we do today. So it was fantastic. In the afternoons, the guys would bring their sport fishing boats in, and we would see the fish they caught. We'd even get some, and then we'd bring it into our motorhome and cook up dinner. It was really very cool, really wonderful, thanks to my brother. And we had 2 very memorable years together that we still reminisce about all the time. So we another job we had was at a truck stop in Denver, and then we had others too, and then we were on our way to San Francisco. We went to Salt Lake City, San Francisco, and we picked up about 5 hitchhikers, which was very interesting. And then we dropped them all off. They were an interesting group of people. One guy had just gotten out of prison. Ugh, we didn't learn that until he got dropped off. But anyway, we got to California and we drove our motorhome through Beverly Hills up to the new Christy Minstrels office building. And my brother really wanted to try out for the new Christy Minstrels. He heard they auditioned people occasionally. So I dragged my bass up the stairs. Billy dragged up his guitar. We got into the office and the secretary said, we're not interested. We're not auditioning anybody right now. But a male voice in the back room said, well, how do they look? And she said, they look good. So he says, okay, send them back. And by then sometimes it's okay, when you're used to performing, you can perform, but when you're auditioning, it's horrific. And I could barely squeak anything. My fingers were so nervous and everything, but we did get hired. And when we joined the group, and then we had 2 days to practice with them, and we were playing for the California State Fair with the new Christy Minstrels. And no, I didn't know all my parts, but I danced around with my my stand-up bass, and it was really fun. We did learn our parts eventually. We traveled a lot with them for over a year, and they just keep traveling you and traveling you. So I decided I'd had enough. Okay. And so I went back to the East Coast. My brother and I split up, and we talk about that a lot too. And we're sad about that. So what happened to me is on the East Coast, I played the piano and sang in piano bars. And in the 80s, there's a lot of piano bars going on. Okay. So by the time I was 40, remember I'm 66 now, I started singing off key because my hearing was going down. And it got worse and worse. I couldn't sing anymore, and I couldn't hear the intonation on the piano. I used to play by ear. So I couldn't, okay, this is the worst thing. I can't even hear music anymore. To me, it sounds like someone threw the radio underwater. Okay. Now, about 10 years ago, my brother, he was visiting me from California. He had stayed there. He still travels around the country in a big fancy motorhome and performs. That's what he does. He hasn't stopped doing that. And so he was visiting me in Connecticut, and I was following him around a music store where he was buying some guitar strings. And I'm kind of glumpy because I'm not musical anymore. Okay. It's tough. It's been tough for me. And my brother, he pulls this beautiful red electric bass guitar off the rack and tells me to sit down, and he puts it in my lap. And I had forgotten to play the bass by that time. This is 40 years ago when I played the stand-up bass. But as pushy as he is, he convinced me to learn to play it again and then play with him in 2 months at a concert he was playing in Florida. So he's always pushing me, okay? And so I reluctantly agreed. I can hear the string. I can hear the electric bass pretty good, but my own intonation is still off. But there's no way I could play the stand-up bass anymore. There are no frets, but the electric bass has frets, so I was able to practice and practice. Okay, so now William, my brother, has put a film together for me and you for this presentation. And so the film starts with me, which is something I'm extremely proud of, I'm actually singing and playing the piano in the beginning of this film. And the song I'm singing is Those Were the Days, of all songs. And that was me about age 28. And it's the only recording of me singing and playing. And so I really cherish it. I had forgotten all about it and found it again maybe 15 years ago. And I went, wow, how cool. Because it was back in those days, it wasn't so easy to take pictures all the time and record things all the time like we can now. So this is going to be in the film. And then also when you see me there in the film is that concert I did with him in Florida. And you're going to, I'm playing the bass, and I also look like I'm singing, but I'm not singing. It's just a habit of mine I just felt funny that I wasn't moving my mouth. So I'm just faking singing, okay? I do not sing. I move like a cow. All right, so that's the lead up to the movie, and roll 'em.
Once upon a time, there was a tavern where we used to raise a glass or two. Remember how we laughed away the hours and dreamed of all the great things we would do. Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance forever and a day. We'd live the life we choose, we'd fight and never lose. Those were the days, oh yes, those were the days. La la
true that this is your first singing engagement in how long?
35 years.
Oh my
I've
goodness.
been practicing a couple of months. I practice about an hour a day. And I make pretend Bill is right next to me. Actually, there's a picture of him on the wall.
How are you hearing things now?
Well, I wouldn't mind cranking the bass up more,
Yeah.
because it's always nice to have it nice and loud. But
So how you feeling, man? You ready for a big show?
yeah, this is the big show.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it.
What's happening tonight?
Well, we're here at a park, campground, where we're going to have maybe up to 300 people to perform for. And I'm performing with Bill in his show. And I'm going to play the bass. And it's going to be a great show.
I lost my hearing about 20 years ago, and I'm totally deaf now. It's a gene that runs through our family.
Except for I didn't get it.
And he didn't get it. He was in front of all those loud amplifiers, and he didn't get it. But our other brother, where are you, John? He wears hearing aids too, and my 2 children have hearing aids, so it's something we all have to deal with. And so it's a little bit of a challenge for me to be up here. Actually, I haven't been on stage for about 30 years. So I'm going to take a bow because I just love to be on stage. And it doesn't feel like that long ago. But so I'm just going to play bass and laugh at my brother.
Kisses sweeter than wine. Kisses sweeter than wine.
Sometimes I live in the country.
Sometimes I live in the town.
Sometimes I live in the town.
Sometimes I
take a great notion
jump in the river.
to jump in the river and swim.
And all the fancy stuff. Oh. And Alex.
How you doing, guys?
Hey, we're doing good.
Hey, all
We're doing
right.
good. How you
Good
doing, man?
job.
How you doing?
Play while the blossoms still cling to the vine. I'll taste those were the days. Oh yes, those were the days. Thank you so much. Hey, sit down. We'll do another song. We'll do an encore. We'll do an encore. And my sisters, oh, over the smile.
All right, so that was kind of fun. I always get teared up when I watch that. And I apologize to you people out there with hearing loss. The sound, the music didn't come through really well, but you had the captioning and possibly would know some of those songs anyway. But yeah, that's what my brother does. He's so much fun. He's coming in October again. Yay. So now since I was born with the gift of music, it doesn't mean that I am not musical anymore. And in my mind, I can still hear on pitch, which is kind of, and I think Beethoven did too. Um, so I always had this, okay, when I was going through my worst days, when I just had two big hearing aids, hearing natural sound very poorly, once in a while, music was really difficult, okay? And I just kind of put it on a back burner, forgot all of, just tried to forget about it. Once in a while, a song or a tone would come through to me, like a chime, even, or even a whole song. Or there was a lady singing a cappella, an opera aria, and I went, oh, I heard that. And I'm like crying and everything. So I said to myself, I never seem to stop wanting to produce music. So I said to myself, I can hear that. Why can I hear that? And so I started figuring it out. And then I started going online and collecting all the songs. I would listen to them through my cochlear processor at this time. And I would be able to determine, I can hear this really good. It's really strong, really punchy. It's coming through to me. And, or I would dismiss it. So now I listen to maybe thousands of songs. And I decided to put the ones that were good, that I could really hear, and very good songs too, onto a radio platform. And so then I signed up for this radio platform. So I put all my songs, they start from 1938 all the way up to about 1990. Okay. I'm 66 and I don't really know any new music past 1980. Okay. So this might be for the older folks quite a bit. All right. Because, and also in like 1938, they recorded very simply, and it was just the singer and the guitar and maybe one other instrument. Oh my gosh, I can hear it really well. So I put all of these songs on a radio station. And so now it's like, it's called Hear Music Again. And I can listen to it. And I hear song after song after song. That's my motto is it's crisp, clear, and easy to hear. Okay. Every single song is one of those punchy, loud, well-recorded songs that I can hear and through my cochlear processor. And I listen to it myself and I cry all the time. I dance all the time. I wouldn't be able to do this unless I had put this station together. Okay, let's see. And my other brother, John, I mentioned in that concert, he has hearing loss and he is my call letter DJ. So his lovely DJ voice is in there. So, and I can actually hear music again. And that's pretty much the end of my story. Are there any questions or?
Nanette, I can't even begin to tell you, my toes were tapping. I've had a smile on my face this entire time. That video was fantastic. And it even made me emotional. So your story has really come through. It's been such a pleasure to have you here. We do have a question for you from one of our founding members, Michelle Michaels. What are your future plans?
Okay, so I am a creative person and I can do presentations. I can market myself on a local level, but I don't have any way to get this out on the internet. So I'm searching for help on that. Okay. And another thing is that I have other ideas. Like I understand now about frequencies and what frequencies people with hearing loss struggle with, the ones with big orchestras, and frequencies have to be very, very minimal. I know what instruments go together that we can hear better. I know things like that. And I want to put more of that kind of information on my site. Also drum lessons for people with severe hearing loss, because can you imagine the amount of people who might be very musical, who are born with deafness. So I just have all these ideas. So that's my future. I just can't wait to get this out there, but I have to get some help.
Well, we will definitely share it. I know I will be checking out your website today and be listening to all of that music. I think there is definitely something to be said for music that was created many, many years ago that was just a little simpler. Technology is great, but I have an appreciation for simplistic, crisp, clear music like you mentioned. And you may have answered this next question from Steve Clark, our past chair and also a founding member. Is there a common element to the songs that you can hear? You may have answered this a little bit, but is there some commonality between what you can and can't hear?
In music?
Mm-hmm.
In music, you mean? Right. Like if a recording has like synthesizers in it, stringed instruments have the frequencies, and they're bouncing all over the walls. So like a trumpet is really easy to hear. It doesn't have very many frequencies. It's really easy. But if you have a trio of instruments or a quartet, jazz quartets are great because those guys, they take turns. The other guys kind of lay back we can hear drums through our hearing aids and cochlear processors. We hear the rhythm going. Okay. I can hear the bass guitar pretty good. And then if they start adding more instruments, like pianos are crazy. I mean, I'm a piano player, but if the piano is like, they're going all over the place, that's too much. It's got one note at a time kind of thing, because the processor only processes a small amount of frequencies. And in music, it's a ton of frequencies.
That absolutely makes sense.
Sort of the idea. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last question.
I'm not sure. That's okay. I think my internet may have froze. Can you hear me now, Nanette?
I can, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Perfect. The joys of technology that we are so reliant on today. Our last question comes from Michelle Michaels. If you're only 66, what age range were you when you were in the new Christy Minstrels? You mentioned if my husband was playing those songs that they would be 75 or older, and he is not 75 yet. So what age range were you when you were in the band?
Right. I was 19 when I joined. Oh, what age group was I? So I was 1977. And I want to tell your husband something. The new Christy Minstrel recordings are crazy full of reverb. Oh boy. But now my brother sings, he redid Today While the Blossoms Still, that song, their famous song. And he does it very simply with his guitar, and he sings it. And so that's on my radio station, and it's very hearable. Yeah. So yes, the new Christy Minstrels were very famous in the 60s, but they kept the personnel going, through the years. And we joined in 1977. Yeah.
Well, I just appreciate you sharing your story with us today. It has brought me so much joy, and I know so many others have been applauding. We can't hear the applause on live streams, but they are definitely there. I know everybody has enjoyed your story. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. That was really fun.
Now I want to bring back Blue to close us out. Blue, I know we have 2 songs from you, and I'm going to let you introduce them.
Oh, thank you for having me back. I would like to sing a song that I wrote. It's called Choose the Sky. And I don't like to say too much about it because different people have different ways of interpreting the song based on the words that you will see with the captions. And thank you all to those who are doing the captions today. I was going to play another song afterwards. It's a guitar song. It's my favorite guitar song to play. And as some of you may remember the song, it was a very popular song back in 1968. And at the time, I was only 10 years old. I am 64 now. And the song is called Classical Gas. And it was composed by Mason Williams. And he premiered it on the show, the Smothers Brothers show. Those of you old enough would remember that show. And it's just a very dynamic song. It's a beautiful song. It's my favorite one to play on the guitar. So first my song, Choose the Sky, and then Classical Gas. Sometimes we need a little space. Choose the sky. Choose the sky. It's bigger than you. Take in the view. And maybe there will be some clouds, but they will pass. Nothing lasts. It changes you to see the blue. Sometimes I get lost inside a thought, through which it goes, a story that only I know. I need to get some perspective. When walking out into the day, choose the sky, choose the sky. This time will know that it's in you. At night the stars call you to dream. Choose the sky, choose the sky. It's never too late to dream. Sometimes I get lost inside a thought, through which to go, a story that only I know. I need to get some perspective. So if you need a little space, choose the sky, choose the sky. The sun will rain you if you do. And now Classical Gas. Thank you very much.
Blue, Blue and Nanette, thank you so very much. This has been an incredible celebration. Thank you so much in taking part in CapCom this year. Advocacy is never ending. Here is a short video made by director Angie Fuoco showing how she is advocating for captioning and the Global Alliance. Roll the video.
Hi, this is Angie Fuoco with the Global Alliance for Speech-to-Text Captioning. I'm a board member, and I'm here at a hotel in Parsippany, New Jersey, the beautiful Hampton Inn and Suites, trying to watch a very interesting program on wildlife in Alaska. But I can't do that because there aren't any captions. You see, I have hearing loss. It's a hidden disability, and I can't hear even the sound if it's very loud through my hearing aid and cochlear implant. So I would like to ask this hotel to turn on captions for me and many others who need them. Let's see what happens. All right, this is Reed at the hotel here at the Hampton Inn and Suites Parsippany, and he agreed to turn on captions for me. Thank you, Reed. And it may take him a while, but hopefully we'll leave them on for the next people who want them too. And then I can enjoy my Alaska wildlife program. And here we go. This is my new friend, Reed. He did put the captions on for me, and now I can enjoy this program and this hotel as much as anyone else. Thanks again, Reed. Oh, you're awesome. Okay, well, again, here's my friend Reed, and he just made me the happiest guest at this hotel today because, as you can see, he put the captions on for me, and he became a new friend in giving me accessibility to anyone else who needs it here at the Hampton Inn and Suites in Parsippany. Thank you, Reed. Oh my goodness.
You can see that advocacy never ends, and there's still time to donate. We have a donor who is matching donations up to $475 today, and we have reached that. Thank you so much to Churl Little, Karen Mink, Steve Clark, and Michelle Michaels. Your donations are deeply appreciated. And thanks again to Melanie O'Rourke and to Anne-Marie Picardo for your donations yesterday on Fundraiser Friday. Please consider joining the Global Alliance and help us create universal accessibility to the spoken word via all forms of captioning. In addition to joining, we love volunteers because there is always more to be done. So here is your chance to make a difference. We have a few more prizes to give away. So again, I hope you watched our socials yesterday. If you did, these will be easy. I want to announce the winner of the last two trivia questions. As a reminder, they were, what does the NER stand for? Which is number, edition, and recognition. And who was the person who created that model? That was Pablo Romero Fresco. And the winner of those two prizes goes to Karen Mink, a founding member and former board member. Former being the key word there. Our next trivia question the winner will win a $50 Amazon gift card donated by eCaptions. Who is our incoming chair? Please post your answer in the chat. And if you don't know, you will find out next Wednesday. But time is running out to donate. We've got some great momentum going here at the Global Alliance, and we need to ride this wave, and we need your support. Our board meeting is next Wednesday. So if you are not a member, please become a member and join us next Wednesday for our annual general membership meeting. And we have our last trivia question. The winner of this trivia question will win a $25 Amazon gift card from Tennessee Captioning. Name a Global Alliance board member from outside of the USA. I'll give you a hint. There are two, so we have two correct answers. And we have a winner from the last trivia question of who is our incoming chair, Churl Little. Yay! Churl, we also know how to get a hold of you because you are a Global Alliance member. So we will be sure to send you your prize. Okay, we have one prize left. Make sure to put your answer of a Global Alliance board member from outside of the US in the chat. Our time is quickly coming to an end for CapCom, but the Global Alliance is just getting started. And thank you to the CapCom committee for putting this together. We couldn't have done it without you. To those who donated prizes today, thank you. eCaptions, Tennessee Captioning, Jill Morrell, Gail Hannon, and Sherry Eberts. Just a huge thank you. And I would also like to thank our captioner, Tracy Steele, and our sign language interpreters, Jessica and Sophia. Thank you to Michelle Michaels and Rip Wilson and Tom Brown, the CapCom committee members, for handling the chat online today. Thank you to Tom for handling the socials yesterday for Fundraising Friday. It was a lot of hard work to get this event put together. Thank you for your commitment. Deep appreciation goes to Nanette and Blue for bringing music to those with hearing loss. We are busting myths today that just because you have hearing loss doesn't mean you can't enjoy music anymore. And to our partners at Access Loop, Matt Brown, Dan Dexter, and Orla Pearson, thank you for making this event live on our YouTube channel and Facebook page today. We could not have done this without you. A special thanks to all of you for joining. Don't forget to donate. Till we meet again. Take care. Bye-bye.